What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing good. So, there's one thing, y'all, that I think we all know, whether you're gay or straight, is that dating, especially in modern society today, it is very difficult. It's very hard to find true connection with someone just because of the things that we are surrounded by. And me being a gay man and only having ever dated other men, I feel like I can really speak for some of the gay community because I've been in the dating scene since I was 17. So it's been 13 years because I'll be 30 next month. I'm getting old. I look back on my years when I was younger, when I was dating, and I've been in long-term relationships. I've been in, I think, 3 since I came out at 17. But in between that, I dated around and used dating apps or whatever. A lot of the reasons why I think a lot of relationships today are struggling, especially in the gay community, is because we have so many options around us. We have all these dating apps, and in the gay community, especially, Grindr is just a part of like gay culture. Everybody knows what it is. I don't know of any, I personally have never met another gay man who has not at least tried Grindr, even the older men, they know what Grindr is. It's, it's not some secretive app. Everybody knows what it is. And it's just everything like that. And Tinder too is so readily available to us that if let's say we find somebody we meet and we like them and everything is going good, well, you kind of start getting out of the honeymoon phase, you start getting more comfortable with each other and things get a little stale, get a little boring. During, when that stage happens, it's very normal. That's going to happen with anybody that you are with. Whether you're gay or straight, you're going to get comfortable and things will die down. You will lose some of the spark as time goes on. And instead of staying in the relationship and working on it and communicating with your partner, I've noticed that a lot of people they're bored and they just want some excitement, they want pleasure, and so they can just download an app and get on there and talk to anybody that they want to. And it leads from there. It leads to more talking and sending pictures, and finally it leads to cheating, and and that's just a lot of that stuff that we are exposed to really kills a lot of the opportunities for true connection. In the gay community, there's a lot of pressure too on our looks and choosing someone because of their looks. We have these tribes that it's like we have to fit into, and I've always thought that was just the stupidest thing ever. I never really cared to fit into any tribe. I kind of just want to remain being Dylan and doing my own thing. But even me, people have categorized me, put me in the different tribes. When I was younger, I used to be a twink, and I thought a lot of that was it was absolutely silly. And in my experience, y'all, back when I was younger and dating, was that I think a lot of our problems with intimacy and really having a sound and stable relationship, I think a lot of that comes from our upbringing and because of our sexual orientation. I don't think everything's because of our sexual orientation. There's, some people just have lack of morals. Some people they have a terrible moral compass and they don't care. But I know for me personally, y'all, my dating life was very hard because of the circumstances that I was in when I came out. And thankfully the people that I dated and was in long-term relationships with, their families all were so accepting. They were great people. I never had any problems with them, and they accepted me into their home just like I was their own child, and it was wonderful. It was a beautiful thing. But I didn't have that when I was, younger, and it's something really that just has started up the past few years that I have been allowed to bring someone around. It's kind of getting in the groove of being normal. I don't think it'll ever be normal, but I feel like now it's gotten better than what it was as far as being able to bring people around my family. But for years, y'all, a good decade, I was not allowed to. It was something that that was just not even going to be asked. I just didn't even bother. And really, y'all, that put such a damper, and it really put a huge dent in a lot of my relationships, was because of the fact, that it is a gay relationship, and people not accepting it and not wanting to even try to accept it just because of beliefs, and whether it be just personal feelings about homosexuality or religious beliefs about it. It was something that I really had to keep to myself. And y'all, when I would get into a relationship, the only way really that it was able to work was that I had to really give up my life, the things that I did, the places that I went, time with my family. I had to completely uproot and go into the other person's world. Our whole relationship was their world, at their house, with their family. Or even, we would go out somewhere and have to meet up. I was never allowed to ever really bring someone into my space, into my comfort zone, and to see my life. It was always the opposite. And that was such a huge problem in a few of my relationships. Not only did it create a lot of unnecessary stress, it caused a lot of depression too, because I just would sit and wish I had that. I wish I had what my partner had as far as their families. And I used to sit and, just pray about it and just hope that one day, it would be like that. And, I finally have gotten to a point, really, I did a few years ago, that I really accepted that that's not really going to happen with me. And I moved on from it, and I'm doing a lot better. But, when you're in a relationship like that, in a committed, serious relationship, and you are not allowed to really bring anybody into your family's lives, and, especially me growing up, family was such a huge part of my life. It puts you in a state of mind that is not healthy. You try to compartmentalize your life, and you can do this here, but you can't do this thing. You can't just live just a normal, healthy life and integrate families and just be together as a family. Because, growing up, y'all, my cousins and, the straight people, they would meet somebody, and then the relationship would progress, and they would bring them around their families. And it's like, their family, the relationship and with each other's family was just integrated, beautifully. And, it was created a lot of stability. And, me personally, I didn't really have that sort of stability. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that went through what I did and dealt with that as well. And that will really cause, a lot of problems with, trying to be able to find someone that you really want to stay with. Because some people, honestly, I've had people that didn't want to put up with that. They didn't want to date someone like me because their family was so unaccepting. They wanted they wanted something normal, just like I did. And, I can't blame them for that. I definitely understood. So, a lot of the problems in the gay dating world, y'all, it goes back to a lot of unacceptance because of who we are as individuals. And that's just sad, because it's really like, it's not a big deal. Like, love is love. Who cares if two men are together? Who cares if two women are together? It's a very narrow-minded way of thinking. And, it just really puts like a negative vibe just being around people like that. Like, you can just pick up on it that, they're just like, ooh, a gay person. And it's just, a lot of it is really just silliness. And I don't think they understand how much damage that can do to other people. Being so judgmental and harsh like that. And it's really sad. And as far as, in the dating world, y'all, when you're gay, it is, sex is like a huge, in the gay community, everything is like very much about sex. And it's to the point that it's like, who needs connection? Who needs a lasting relationship when you can just go out and just have sex with whoever you want to? And y'all, really, one thing that I truly believe is that I feel like a lot of gay men, are, I don't know how to put this. I feel like a lot of gay men are polyamorous, as in they want multiple partners. And we live in a very heteronormative society, and, you should be monogamous. And, so I feel like a lot of gay men, they are truly deep down not monogamous. And if you're not, then that's okay. But they don't want to admit it because of fear of being judged, or fear that they're wrong for that. And so what happens is they get into these relationships with somebody that is monogamous. That's what they want. That's what they're looking for. And they end up lying to themselves and, keep burying their feelings down. And then before you know it, they can't handle it anymore. And then they go out and they cheat. And they're always finding themselves looking at other people. And they're always, fantasizing about being with others. And, and it just leads to broken hearts, because, one person cheats on the other person and the other person's left heartbroken. And, I feel like a lot of it is just really just being honest with ourselves. If you are not someone who is monogamous, don't lie and say you are, and then get with someone that truly is. Because that right there, I understand that may be a hard thing for you to accept if you feel that way, because I've never personally ever felt that way, but I know people that are, polyamorous, And it took a while for them to accept it too, because we're raised in a society to where that is wrong. If that's who you are, then be who you are. But, you really need to make sure you set boundaries and you really kind of meet in the middle on what you want out of the relationship. And, and sex is not everything, y'all. Looks are not everything. So, when you're trying to find someone, instead of worrying about what they look like or what tribe they're in, or who, having like this certain type that is just like beyond picky, really try to look at them as a person. Yes, I understand you want to be with someone that you're physically attracted to. Men are very visual creatures. I know, I'm a man. But, just try to, don't have such high expectations to where they're unreasonable and they're unrealistic. I feel like that would really, as far as being in the gay community, I feel like we would really benefit from really kind of just laying off the shallow stuff and kind of, looking things at a deeper level and, being more loving of others, because, gay men are very mean to each other. That's from my experience. They can be very cruel to each other. And that shocks me, because a lot of them have claimed to be treated so cruelly by other people, especially like growing up and stuff. So it just doesn't make much sense to me. But, y'all, like I said, just give it a shot in the gay world. Just, try to be a little more chill about stuff and kind of look at things at a little of a deeper level. And, like I said, it'll get us far. I feel like it'll really progress. We'll really progress as a community if, we kind of take the steps to kind of break free of old habits. But all right, y'all, I'll be back next week with another video. If y'all have certain things that y'all want me to talk about, just put them in the comments. I really don't get to go through my comments as much as I used to, because I get so many of them that I can't keep up with them anymore. But, I try. So, just kind of leave me some tips or just things that you would like to hear about, and I'll look through and see if I can make a video on those. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you. Bye.